Hey everybody, this is Paul. I'm wanted to talk today a little bit about bending. This video is designed for beginners, and there's some things that I've come to realize regarding the technique, the bending technique, that I'm hoping will help. And the good thing is that the technique that I'm going to talk about, or the physical aspects of the bending that I'm going to talk about, you can do both with tongue block and lip pursing. So I'm using a Kia C Harmonica Special 20 today. I've got some different harps that I like to use. I got a ton of different harps, but the other one that I might tune on a little bit is this Kia Deluxe. First things first, once you are able to get a good clean note, a good clear clean note, what we're going to do is we're going to work off the 3 draw. So you got the 3 draw, and really the bottom line with this is that what we're doing is we're going to take and we're going to basically narrow the back, the passageway between our the very back of our tongue, or the very back and the back part of our throat. So one of the things that you can do to get this is if you try that, we'll try it with the 3 draw. Okay, so it's, and your embouchure doesn't have to change. So the seal basically, or the embouchure that you have on the instrument, you don't need to change that. Everything is coming from the change in the shape of the inside of your mouth. The other thing inside, almost basically in your throat. What you want to do is you want to focus on keeping the airstream consistent. If you change the airstream, it's going to screw things up a little bit. So what we want to do is make sure that we're drawing in a consistent way, that the breath stays nice and consistent, and what'll happen is that your tongue and everything will it's strange. I wish it's so hard because you can't take a picture of it or show it, but there'll be it's almost like a little valley. You've got like a little valley with your tongue. It's not one of these. And you can feel it's almost like a little pocket in the back of your tongue. You can feel it change in the back of your tongue, right, like in your throat. You can feel it change there. That's where that's happening. So all right, so that may actually help. I know a couple people who are just starting out with this, and they have been struggling with the bend. How do you do this? I just don't get it. And they start thinking that it's all from in the front, or that you're getting all of that from somehow from the connection to the instrument or whatever. It's really not. It's coming from in the back. Now, if I was to tongue block that same note, the 3 draw, that's tongue block. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my tongue and as I'm covering the 1 and 2 holes, and the 3 hole draw is being played out of the right side of my mouth. So I'm drawing in. I'm doing the same thing with the airstream, and basically it's all coming from the back. So it's kind of the same thing. My tongue's not moving, but I'm still making that motion in the back of my throat. So it's And you can do it. So you got, that's one draw, tongue blocked. So what I'm doing with that is I'm covering the 2 and the 3 with my tongue, and it's coming out of the left. So that's, I just tongue switched. I'm doing one blow, one draw, and then I'm going to switch, tongue switch to the left. All right, so that's all tongue block. And basically, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that using that same thing going on in the back of your throat and the back of your tongue, it's kind of like you're manipulating that space, and doing that is going to create the airstream that makes the reed respond. Now, when you first try this, take it light. Don't breathe in too hard. Don't make it one of these things where you got to struggle. It really doesn't take a whole lot to get these little buggers to perform. What you have to do is you have to focus on minor adjustments. I know I've talked about this before, and you're gonna make minor adjustments until you get the sound that you're looking for. So if I'm going to do this in pucker, now that was coming from the front. I was using my tongue, and if you notice, what you're doing is you're narrowing the airway even that way, and you can hear it. You can hear it bend. So you could do it from the front, but it sounds extremely thin, and you're not going to be able to get that big tone, and it'll be much more difficult as opposed to opening. You want to open everything up, and then so you get that big tone, the big. So that time what I'm doing is John Gindick calls this the kiku. So I was using in the back of my throat to get that articulation on the bend. So that gives you an idea, and that was the 3-hole draw. So it gives you an idea of once you get that hole, then you can use your glottal stop for the ku, or kiku, as John calls it, to get those the articulation. But the back of the throat is where all of that's coming from, and you're making minor adjustments with your tongue to make that work that way, or to make it more deep. You're manipulating the reed basically in the airstream, manipulating the airstream to manipulate the reed. So I hope that helps. I really hope that this is something that helps anybody who needs it. It's just something that I kind of found, and I know that it can be kind of a daunting process, but what a great little instrument. And after you get the bending down on the bottom, then you can take it up with the top registers. You get the idea. I'm not warmed up at all, but so that's all 7 to 10 blow bending. Anyway, if there's any questions or anything that I can do to help, please let me know. Guys, it's been great. We're all learning together, and I just love this stuff, and I hope you get something out of this. All right, take care. Bye.